Hey guys, Sundown here. This is going to be my chapter review to One Piece 930, Ebisutan. No script at all. There's going to be no script, boys. And I thought this chapter was pretty good. I mean, we have the cover page between Cracker and Rouge, and that was all good. But let's actually get straight into the chapter, if it lets me. So the first thing that happens is, now this part of the chapter was it gave me such a weird vibe. I had no idea what was going on. So we go to this town that survives off the Flower Capital's leftovers. Oh, by the way, the reason why the camera setup is a bit different is because I'm using my mobile on like this gimbal device, and it's awesome as hell. My friend bought it for me, so shout outs to him. But it's an awesome looking thing, but I'm not too sure exactly how to use it yet, so I'm just getting used to it. This is my first time. So yeah, let me know how it is, and I'm still using the same mic, so it should sound the same, but let's see how it goes. But yeah, so Ebisu Town survives off the Flower Kingdom's or the Flower Capital's leftovers and all that stuff. A lot like the town in Kuri, which was leftover town. And it's the same kind of thing, very poor people surviving off the leftovers and stuff like that. But this is where Tonoyasu is from, the guy that's chilling with Zoro at this moment in time. And we go to this village that's full of people smiling. They're starving to death still. I mean, like, they're all starved as hell. And we see this little scene where so the kids they're starved, but they're laughing their asses off as if they're on that weed. And we see this dude, his teeth are falling out due to malnutrition, and he's laughing his ass off. Everyone's laughing their asses off. They see Zoro, they're like, who's this Ronin? Who's this guy? This samurai without a master, essentially. He's carrying 3 swords. They're long swords and all that. They're like, holy shit, this dude seems to be a bit of a badass. And it's just such a weird thing because they're telling him to smile as well, and he's like, why are y'all smiling? Like, what's gone down? What's so cool? So they tell him that during the witching hour. Now this is Jaimini's box's translation, and I didn't actually read the page at the end, but I think it was we were informed of this before about how there's this dude who kind of runs around the capital stealing money from the wicked and the wealthy, and then he gives it to everyone in the poor district, but they don't know who he is or where he's from or anything like that. He just happens to appear during this certain time, which is the witching hour, which I think is like the 3rd hour of the crane or something like that. So they're all there wondering who he is and stuff like that, but they keep saying stuff like luck will come to those who smile. So then they collectively bought a feast, which they allow Zoro to take part in. So they bring a cup to Zoro. Now this is the part where I was weirded out. I was like, what the hell's going on? So they bring a cup to Zoro, a broken ass cup filled with clean water essentially, and they ask him to drink it. Now I was instantly getting vibes of, like, he goes to a strange village, they're all smiling, they're all happy, they offer him something to drink. Something's got to be going on here, and Zoro questions it as well, because you see him he looks at the water and then he glances over towards the well, which is parched dry. It's parched even the right word. It's just bone dry. This thing has been dry for a long time. You see a pail of water with no water in it. It's just a bucket, completely bone dry, like I said. And he's just glancing over it, and he's like, nah, it's okay. Like, I think out of respect for them, he's like, nah, you guys need it more than I do. You guys take it. So they continue to smile, and they tell him to drink and everything like that, and he just drinks it to the chant of clean water. And I mean, like, he doesn't seem to be poisoned or anything like that, but they're like, yeah, it tastes good and everything like that. And apparently the town is called Ebisu Town because the god of fortune in Japanese mythology is commonly depicted as a fisherman with a wide smile, according to Jaimini's box. So it's because the town is full of people who are just smiling this same wide smile. But I have no idea what it is. Is it something in the water? Is that why Zoro was hesitant when they asked him to drink, or was he hesitant because he saw their state? He looked over and saw that they actually have no water, and he's being offered water, so he was like, wait a second, I feel a bit bad here for taking something that they are in dire need of. But I think that might be more the case. But just their whole smiling thing, these guys are on some good shit. I mean, like, whatever they've put in that water, these guys are on double the dose of whatever that shit is. So then we go to the second scene, which is Kaido and his men trying to stop Big Mom from getting in to Wano Kingdom. Now this was awesome. Nothing really happened, and I was actually a little bit disappointed in Kaido here. You have Big Mom on his ship with these carp that can swim up the waterfall and then turn to dragons and stuff. That's another side of things that we haven't seen yet. But Big Mom's attached these carp to her ship, and she's essentially scaling this waterfall, and Kaido's there just telling his crew like, what the hell, like, how the hell is she doing this? Stop her, we knew they were coming. I don't know how she found out about the carp and stuff like that. And their Big Mom, like, her ship is not going to get hit by cannon fire. I mean, like, she's got her crew with her. She's got Pero, Daifuku, Smoothie, everyone, all the big shots apart from Katakuri. We don't see Katakuri, so obviously they're not going to get hit by anything like cannonballs or anything like that. Who else do we see? We see a lot of the main crew. Pero. We see the that girl who was like #1 fangirl of Katakuri and stuff like that. And Big Mom's just there like, Straw Hat, I'm coming for your ass. Zeus, I'm coming for your ass too. You're coming back to me. So they ascend the waterfall and all that good stuff. And obviously they're all shocked by like how these carp can swim up waterfalls and stuff like that. And Kaido's just there like telling his crew like, how are you letting her get in? What the hell are you guys doing? And I'm like, Kaido, you are Kaido. No one will touch you apart from Big Mom. What are you doing? So I'm getting the vibe that Kaido really doesn't want to get in an altercation with Big Mom for some strange reason. And he asks whether whether she brought any of her brats. And he's like, those are her executives. If they touch down on the ground, it's going to be all out war. And I'm just like, Kaido, why is it almost as if you're afraid? I mean, like, I understand you don't want them to get onto your turf, but it's your home turf. You should be inviting them in. You know, come down to the beach and I'll show you the beach. You know, I'll kick the shit out of you and send you back home with your tail between your legs. That's what it should be. But like, he's just like, nah, don't even let them get in. So I'm not sure if it's because he doesn't have enough forces, because Big Mom really has like a gigantic ass ship, and Kaido seems to be very laissez-faire about what his men are doing and stuff like that. They all seem to be very separate. So maybe it's something to do with that. But luckily enough, as Big Mom and her ship ascend and kind of scale the top of the waterfall, you see something in the distance approaching, and then their ship just gets hit on the port side, I think it is. Or was it starboard? It's one of the sides. It's the right side. One of the two. And so the ship gets hit right on that right side, and it just tips all the way back down the waterfall. And we see it's a Pteranodon. So obviously we knew as soon as we see the design of this Pteranodon, we were like, yeah, that's freaking King. So King, one of Kaido's right-hand men, one of the 3 calamities. Or were there 4 calamities? Pretty sure there were 3 calamities? Yeah, there's 3 calamities. And one of them, the guy called King, the guy who was in that kind of sadistic dominatrix kind of outfit, and he actually looked like a jailer from Impel Down, with all black and everything, the buttons, double-breasted jacket. He is in this pterodactyl. They refer to it as a pteranodon. I assume it's a different form of, or a different, possibly an earlier variety of pterodactyl. And he just looks sick. He looks absolutely amazing. And he basically blindsided the ship. And you can see actually the flames crawling off of his 2 fists and his head. So some weird aspect of a devil fruit there. He has some sort of flame ability attached to his Zoan capabilities as well. And it looks to be a mythical or ancient beast, so it's an ancient Zoan type anyway. But the confusing part was it was a dragon fruit type once again, same as X-Drake and Page 1, whereas it's really more of a dinosaur kind of fruit. So I'm not sure if all of these dinosaur ones will essentially be named as dragon fruit and then based off of a dinosaur, but it's not really a dragon, you know. So that happens. We see Big Mom drowning because she actually lands in the water. Obviously that cannot be the end of Big Mom. And we see Kaido there once again. A little bit of disappointment for me. He just breathes a sigh of relief, and I'm like, dude, were you actually shitting it? Like, these guys were coming onto your turf. It's your turf. If people come onto your field, your home field, when the Rams come to the Saints in the dome, we at least make some noise. You know, he should be all about that smoke. I mean, like, the Saints might get crushed this weekend. I fully think the Rams are going to destroy them. But Kaido should be ready for Big Mom. He should be totally like fine with her coming onto his land and just being, I'm gonna kick your ass. That's how it should be. So I feel like there's some element of fear that I can't quite pin down the reason why. So we go back to the Flower Capital, where we have Law telling Frank Hughes stop. If they get caught, or if anybody gets caught, they cannot spill the beans on what they're doing, where how many people they have on the island, and what their plans were. So we then see Page 1 essentially in his Spinosaurus form wrecking these soba stalls, and he's just like ending people's essentially their, I've forgotten the word for it, but it's what they do as a living. I've forgotten the word for it. It's just gone out of my head. So he's ending all of their careers, essentially, destroying soba stores and stuff like that. And he's saying, like, tell me everything you know about the other soba shops so you can go to them. And he's like, or you can just call out the name of Sangoro and hopefully attract Sanji here. So he fully believes that, you know, he's a weakling. He's probably just run away or something because, you know, this guy messed with the Kyoshiro family and he's just run away. So we see Sanji running straight towards him, and then we see Page One destroying another fruit stall or something like that. And Sanji comes and straight insta, like, kicks him in the face and just smashes him straight on the floor. So a couple things to note here. First, props to Sanji for going out and like just kicking the shit out of a Spinosaurus in the middle of nowhere. I mean, like, they've done crazier things, but that's cool. But Page One just brushes off the attack like it's nothing. He just gets up, he's laughing, he's like, oh, so you came. That didn't take long and stuff like that. So he reports his location, and he reports Sanji's location to headquarters or whoever he's speaking to. I assume it might be either Drake or Hawkins. Maybe Drake and Hawkins is with him or something like that. He doesn't seem to recognize Sanji though. So Sanji's like, you know what, this guy doesn't know my face, and even though we need more people on our side, it'd be easier in this situation if I just took out someone on their side. So with that, we see Law, Usopp, Frankie, and Page One just all looking at Sanji. He pulls out the number 3 capsule that's his raid suit, and he's like, as long as I don't reveal my identity, I can kick the shit out of this guy, right? So I was like, oh shit, like Sanji actually has his raid suit. It's something we've all been anticipating for a while now, and it looks like he's finally going to use it. I mean, like, if Page One hasn't identified who he is as of now, I don't think he would have identified who he was even without the raid suit. But if he saw Sanji's fighting style, he might be like, that's kind of reminiscent of the guy called Blackleg. You know, you got black ass legs. I did black ass legs, you know. So I'm not sure why this just tilted as it turned off. But yeah, so that was the end of the chapter. One Piece is on break next week. That's a bit of, I feel that in my heart. It hurts a bit. But let me know what you guys thought of this review. Let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in a bit.